Okay, so we're going to use sketchpad.io to make a custom background for Pivot like this. So how do we make our own customized background? Now, this isn't my finest work, but we're going to show you how to make your own custom background from scratch. So if you go to sketch.io/sketchpad, I will probably have that link in the description. But for now, we're just going to work with what we got. So you're going to click this plus sign to make a brand new screen. And we're going to set the size to 1024 by 768. That's just for today. It could be any size, but for my class, that's what we're using. We're going to create. Okay, now, if you have any problems and something isn't working the way you think it should work, click the reload, refresh, recycle button up here. And that seems to fix the problem. Okay, so step one, we're just going to use the tools here. And when you click on the tools, there's a down arrow and there are lots of choices. We're going to use the pencil tool. We're going to make sure that the fill is turned off like this so that the teardrop has an X through it. And we're going to make sure the outline is 100%. So we're going to make sure that's on, and then we're going to click on the outline color, and we're going to select, you can select any color. We're going to make sure it's black, and we're going to hit enter. And we're going to click anywhere outside. Now we're going to drag, one more thing. We're going to set the thickness to probably about 10 to 15, somewhere in there. Okay. I want you to start off of the edge of the screen. Now, if you're not zoomed in, if you're like this, where you see the whole screen, I want you to hit Control, CTRL, and the minus button. Hit that, try that, Control minus, Control plus, Control minus, Control plus. That will let you zoom in and out. I like to have one hand on that when I'm doing things, and I can zoom in and out of wherever your mouse is. It'll sort of, I think, zoom in. Now, we're going to draw a horizon line all the way from one side to the other. It has to touch the edge and go off the side, which is why you need to zoom in and out. The reason we're going to do that is because we're going to fill with a color, and we're going to select vector fill, and we're going to change that to pixel fill. And then we're going to choose a fill color, and we're going to choose a blue for the sky, and we're going to click off. And if I click up here, it's going to fill everything above that black line. See that? And I'm going to hit enter, and now it has committed that color. Now, if I clicked right here on this line, the black line, it will actually convert that whole, basically that whole black line, because it's all touching. Any color that's touching, it is going to convert. So now we're going to go down here, and we're going to change the color. And we're going to switch that to a green for grass. And I'm going to click, and boom, and I'm going to hit the enter key. Okay, now I have green grass, blue sky. I have a little horizon. I'm going to draw some mountains in there. So I'm going to just make sure I have my pencil tool. I might make the line thickness a little less thick. And I'm going to start right on the black line at the bottom. And I'm going to go up. And I'm going to make sure that that line touches the bottom. It needs to touch, maybe even pass through, just to be safe. And I'm going to make myself a set of hills or mountains every time those lines are going to be touching, because I want to fill those lines in with another color. And I'm going to just make a mountain that goes like off the side there. Now I'm going to go back to the fill tool, and I'm going to set the fill to orange, and then that gives me to brown. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to pick a color I like, sort of a brown or a light brown. I'm going to click over here, and I'm going to click and fill it with that color. Then I'm going to change the color, and I'm going to make it a little, I'm going to make each one a little darker. Oops, I forgot to hit enter. Now I'm going to change the color, and now I'm going to fill it. See that? It filled it with a slightly darker color. Hit enter. Now I'm going to go again. I'm going to click on the color, change it to a slightly darker color, and I'm going to click, hit enter. I'm going to go back, change the fill to a slightly darker color, hit enter, and then I'm going to go back. I like the look of having the different colors, and it sort of gets like it's changing color a little bit. So there you go. I mean, we've got the basics. Now, there's a few things you need to know. One, tolerance is how strong a color fills. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm going to hit Control plus to zoom in. Do you see that there's like a little tiny blue outline here? So, by the way, if you didn't know this, Control Z is a good friend of yours. Every time I'm going to hold Control down and tap the Z key, it will undo something that just happened. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to increase my tolerance. I'm going to make it quite a bit stronger. I'm going to try to fill again. I'm going to try that. Now look at that. If I'm going to zoom in on that. Control plus 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 plus. You can see that it actually got a lot closer. I'm gonna make it even stronger. I'm gonna make it even stronger. I'm gonna hit enter, but I'm gonna hit Control Z, get rid of that. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna change that tolerance to like 80%. Okay, Control plus. Let's see how close that got. That got really close. That's pretty great. I'm gonna do that. If your lines are too thin, that might cause a problem. But I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna just do. Oh, I forgot to hit enter. Do you see how my color changed? So you can actually click it and then change the color and decide on the color and then hit enter. So I can fill this and then can I change it? I don't think I can change it now. Oh, I can. Yay. All right, enter. And then I'm going to click here and I'm going to click on that. Until you hit enter, you have the ability to change. Well, not that time, obviously. Oh, Control Z. If you ever have a problem where it feels like the whole thing goes nuts, hit Control Z. And I'm going to hit enter. There we go. And we'll go one more. I'll go a little lighter. Click here and enter. And then one more, slightly lighter here. Okay, there we go. There's my mountain range. There's my grass. Now, how do we get this into Pivot? All right, that's a great question. You can do whatever you want, add as many details as you want, some clouds, a sun. You can go to the shape here, circle. You can select, it starts out as a star. You can put a circle, pick the fill color to be like an orange color, and you can drag out a sun, and you can stick that up in the sky too. You could do that, make a moon, you can make cloud, you can do clouds, you can draw clouds. You have all these different brushes that you can choose from. There's lots of cool options. You can add like texture using these like spider web tool. That's actually really cool. It looks like I'm shading like by hand. It's really cool. You could like add like shading with that spider web, or you could literally make spider webs with that spider web. I'm going to undo those. Here we go. How do you save? Down here in the bottom left-hand corner, you have this little, oops, that was the wrong tool. You have this little thing that says export. It's a little disk symbol. And we're going to download a JPEG, JPEG. We're going to click on download JPEG. And it should pop open a save screen. If it doesn't, it will save it to your downloads probably. I like doing this and naming it. I'm going to put it on my desktop. I'm going to call this Mountain BG. I've already got a Mountain BG, so I'll call it Mountain BG2, mountain background, and then save. Now I'm going to open up Pivot. Oh, Tetroid. There's my high score, 2320. Here's Pivot. I'm going to open Pivot. Come on, Pivot. Open. There it is. Now I'm going to go File, Load Background Image. That's the secret. File, Load Background Image. And then we're going to look on the desktop, and there's Mountain BG2, and I can see it. I'm going to say Open. Now, if your background looks like this, I'm going to give you an example. Let's say your background looks like this. See that dotted line? If the dotted line doesn't have the whole picture in it and it's cut off, you go to Edit, Options, and set the size so it's the same as your picture, 768. Now, you'll see that the whole thing fits. And you have just created your own custom background in another program and then imported it into Pivot like a total boss. So congratulations, boss level unlocked. Be creative. Make your own background. Make a beach. Make a city. Make outer space, like on the surface of the moon. Try something else. But this is where we started in our class, and we're just going to do a little animation, maybe with our character running and jumping across the mountains or running across the grass. Who knows? Have fun. Be creative. Be nice to each other. Have a great day. Bye.